So many instances, things known and heard, throng to my mind, that I will add but few. Why, even water gives and takes new forms. At noon ice cold the spring of Ammon flows, but hot at dawn and dusk. The Athamans kindle their wood and water when the moon wanes last and least. The sea cones have a river that turns to stone the bowels of all who drink, and molds in marble all its waters touch. Crathis and Sybaris, our own twin streams, tint hair like gold or amber. Stranger still are waters charged with power to change men's minds as well as bodies. All the world has heard of obscene Salmachus and the Ethiop lakes, one draught of which brings madness, or a sleep of magic length. Whoso at Clitor's well has quenched his thirst, loathes wine and soberly likes only water. Some strange power perhaps is in the well that fights the warmth of wine, or, as the folk there tell, Melampus once, who cured with herbs and charms the maddened brains of Praetus' daughters, threw his purging drugs into the well, and there the wine-bane stays. But he who the Lyncestian stream imbibes goes rolling drunk as if his wine were neat. There is a place in Arcady, once known as Phenios, a suspect place with strange ambiguous waters. When night falls, beware. At night to drink is danger, yet by day no harm at all. So lakes and rivers gain diversity of powers. Once long ago Ortygia was afloat, now it rests fast. The Argo feared the two Symplegades, spray-drenched colliding cliffs, which now stand fixed and motionless and breast the battling gales. Nor will fierce Aetna's sulphurous furnaces forever burn, nor have they burnt forever. For if the earth should be a living creature with nostrils breathing flame in many lands, she can, by movement, change her breathing channels and end or open each deep orifice. Or if in earth's foundations driving winds, pent fast, hurl rock on rock, and substances that hold the seeds of fire burst into flame, the winds will die and earth's foundations cool. Or if fire leaps from blazing bitumen, or yellow sulphur burns with whiffs of smoke, why, when the earth after long ages fails, exhausted, to provide the flames with food, then hungry nature, lacking nourishment, will faint, and starving, starve her furnaces. The tale is told how in the northern steppes of far Palini, people plunge 9 times into a marshy mere, and then their skin grows downy feathers. That seems past belief, though report says that Scythian women too, with magic ointments, practice the same feat. Yet trust should follow tested truths. You see, when time and heat dissolve and putrefy a corpse, it turns to tiny forms of life. Bury a prize bull slain for sacrifice, and from the rotting flesh, a well-known fact, bees everywhere are born, flower-loving bees, which like their parent range the countryside, work with a will and hope for work's reward. A charger in his grave will generate hornets. If you remove the bending claws of a beach crab and sink the rest in sand, a scorpion will crawl from the buried part, tail curved to strike. And grubs, as country folk observe, whose white cocoons are wrapped in leaves, emerge as butterflies that grace a grave. Mud contains seed from which green frogs are born. Born without feet, they soon gain legs to swim. Hind legs longer for leaping, fore legs short. A cub to which a bear has just given birth is but a lump, hardly alive, until his mother licks and forms her little bear to take the big bear shape she has herself. Note how the offspring of the honey bee, sealed in their wax 6-sided cells, hatch out mere limbless maggots, then in course of time acquire their legs, in course of time their wings. Juno's fine bird, whose tail bright stars adorn, Jove's weapon-bearer, Cytherea's doves, and the whole tribe of birds, who would suppose, unless he knew, were born inside an egg. Some would believe that when a dead man's spine rots in his tomb, his marrow makes a snake. These creatures all derive their first beginnings from others of their kind, but one alone, a bird, renews and rebegets itself, the phoenix of Assyria, which feeds not upon seeds or verdure, but the oils of balsam and the tears of frankincense. This bird, when 5 long centuries of life have passed, with claws and beak unsullied, builds a nest high on a lofty swaying palm, and lines the nest with cassia and spikenard and golden myrrh and shreds of cinnamon, and settles there at ease, and so embowered in spicy perfumes ends his life's long span. Then from his father's body is reborn a little phoenix, so they say, to live the same long years. When time has built his strength with power to raise the weight, he lifts the nest his cradle and his father's tomb, as love and duty prompt, from that tall palm, and carries it across the sky to reach the sun's great city, and before the doors of the sun's holy temple lays it down.